One wrench. Not a whole set. Not a kit. One. But one badass wrench though. What's up, Nitro Nation? Muggy Maniac, just you know, doing a little web browsing like always. Like I said before, if you're a newbie or you're already in Nitro, and I don't know, you know, how you've lasted this long without a laptop or a computer. If you don't have a laptop or a computer, man, you are going to struggle. Unless, like I said, you have a hobby shop like Track Day Hobbies in Long Island, New York, the one that you guys know that John goes to, Ray, the owner of that, and Nancy, you know. By the way, you know, just a quick shout out to Ray and Nancy at Track Day. I mean, even I don't have the relationship with them that John does, but, you know, I've watched their videos, and, you know, they seem like really, really cool people. I just wish that man, if I lived in, like, in Long Island, New York, or anywhere near Track Day Hobby, man, I would be sleeping out and back. I don't care how cold it is. I would live there. Because that hobby shop has everything pretty much you need in 8-scale nitro, and Ray can get you anything you need, and 5th scale. But anyway, unless you have one of those places, man, you need, or you better have a laptop, man, or you are going to struggle, and you are going to have one hell of a time doing anything. This is my hobby shop, man. Without this, I don't get parts. I don't, have 99.9% of my shit is through my laptop, man. And I'm not computer savvy. You know, it's funny because the new position that I've taken in the company that I work for, you know, I'm doing a lot more data entry and computer shit, and I'm not that computer guy, man. My kids trip out on me, man. They're like, Dad, don't you know your phone does this? And I don't even know how to use my phone. First off, if you guys are watching or have watched, you're probably watching or gonna watch the video that I just uploaded of my little BRAP session, which I'm going to get into and give you my whole overview of, you know, that run of my, you know, newly broken in, modified Pico .28, P3.28. The video somehow halfway through it got turned upside down. I don't know how the hell I've never had that happen. I tried to edit it and fix it, and I don't know what the hell how to do it. So just so you know, you know, I don't know what telling you now, just in case, because some people might watch this video first. The longer the video that I make, the longer it takes to upload it, the quicker that I make. You know, my video's just been running really long. I know the Muggy Maniac's been winded, but I just have a lot of things that I want to share, and a lot of things that I want to get across, and try to, you know, help people out and stuff. So, I mean, yeah, so I want to apologize for that video. All you're going to have to do is just stop the rotation on your phone or whatever, and then just turn it upside down or whatever. Because if you try to turn your phone upside down, it's going to turn upside down again. So anyway, I don't know how the hell it happened, but you know, even an upside down BRAP video is better than no BRAP video. So anyway, yeah, so you gotta get a laptop, you know, or a computer, man. I'm telling you, man, if you want to get into Nitro serious. So let's talk about that BRAP session. Oh my God, well, first off, we've got the Techno semi-clean. I got more detail. I got all the main dirt and mud and scraped off, and you know, first thing I always do is I take my tank and my motor out. Some people don't take their motors out. I do, man. I spend too much on these motors not to take care of them. I treat my motors like freaking like gold, man. These things, especially when you get into high-end quality motors and then modify them so you're spending more money on them, man, you might want to take care of them. It might be a smart thing to do, or not. If you don't want to take care of them, then hey, that's on you, and don't expect them to last. But looks like we got a freaking a little gathering over here, man. what do we got here, man? Looks like the meeting of the frickin' the fucking what do you call it? The Nitro fucking meeting of the round table over here. Got the LRP .32, ZA, the big boy, the biggest of the group. Then we got the 28.8 Rex Legend ZA, the best all around. So I mean, I would compare these to, like, you know, athletes. Like this one, obviously, this is the biggest dude right here. This is the big boy, big daddy, whatever you want to call him. He's the biggest kid on the block. Okay, maybe not the all around, but he's the frickin' the muscle right here. If this was the mafia, I mean, there's you know, there's the Godfather right here, or not the Godfather, but you know, there's the main boss. And then over here, you got his main right-hand man, the hitman, the Novarossi 28.8, best all-around package. I mean, pound for pound, badass. Okay? Which happens to be the proud owner of the best carburetor made in Nitro. The Novarossi, the infamous Novarossi carburetor, man. Just so you guys know, I mentioned it. I tried it on the Pico. No bueno. The diameter here is too big. It won't fit in there. Which is okay, because thank God the Pico is a little bit, little touchy. But it's a good carburetor. You know what I noticed too, looking. See how these Novarossi carburetors are squared up like that? The square part in the middle? Which I think has a lot to do with how it performs and tunes and all that and runs. Check it out. And this motor also has a great carburetor. This carburetor is very, very easy to tune. This is the OS. Look, the OS carburetor is very, like, maybe they were actually smart. One of the few companies that I could say they're smart and said, you know what, Novarossi makes a damn good carburetor, and we know that. Let's copy it. Look how I almost, like, can you guys see that? How identical? I mean, you get this carburetor is very, very, the OS is like almost identical. Same exact design, man, as the Novarossi. And the OSs are good carburetors, man. They tune very well. Hold a tune. I had no problems, even though this motor isn't fully broken in. It's only got like a quart through it, because it's going to go get modified. But this OS Max, this OS .21, I mean, tunes really good. So I mean, I wish LRP would take notes and they would, you know, copy Novarossi. It'd be nice, so you don't have to go spend another $100 on a damn carburetor. So anyway, I don't need to try it in the OS because the OS has a good carburetor. It doesn't fit in the Pico. We know it already fits in the LRP32. The Novarossi carburetor I mean, the Red's carburetor is okay. So I just wanted to see if it would fit in the Pico. But, you know, the Pico carburetor is okay. It's a little bit touchy. I will tell you that. You guys seen that video. Man, this motor is, I like it. It screams. I don't know how it runs stock. That's why I want to get one stock. I want to get another one and get it. These be the motors. Obviously, you guys know I'm getting this motor modified for sure. The LRP definitely is getting modified. Now, I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to modify another Novarossi .28 Rex Legend or another Pico. Now, I had a friend of mine, you know, one of mine, actually, he's a, I won't call him a Nitro brother, he's a fifth scale brother. He's a brat brother. And he was like, you know, the only thing about fifth scale is just, you know, you're limited on the motor. I mean, in eighth scale, because fifth scale you have all kinds of motors, all kinds of makers, all kinds of different sizes, and you know, you got a lot more to pick. Although, when I get into fifth scale, I'm not going to go run out and grab all. I'm not going to probably, you know, I'm not going to right away be collecting all these motors, because the price you pay for a couple of these is the price you pay for one fifth scale motor. A good fifth scale motor is going to run you about $500 to $1,000, depending. Okay, That's like buying a OS motor or a Reds motor every time, which are about $400 or $500. Which, if I can't spend or justify spending $400 to $500 on a nitro motor, when I know I can get bigger motors for half the price, it's going to be really difficult. That's why I'm not ready yet, too. You know, it's because it's a whole nother financial responsibility, man. It's a lot of money when you get into fit skill. Just to breathe fit skill, get started, I mean, you're looking at $2,000. To where a nitro, any newbie can get started for, you know, a few hundred. Big difference. That's why I suggest to anybody, you know, I'm not saying go do E-word first, but hey, get into nitro, do something affordable, don't get a damn Traxxas, get a low CRTR, get a Kyosha RTR, those are good RTRs. You're going to have to experience, unfortunately, the pull start bullshit, but, you know, or not. You can get a Nova Rossi 28.8 Rex Legend for $200 delivered, and you don't have to do anything but break it in and tune it. And you have to buy a bump box, but you can get these Duratrax. I still have mine, man. These Duratrax bump boxes, I had to customize this for the Muggy because of the little housing that's underneath the chassis, because the center spur gear is so big it kind of sticks through the bottom of it, so it has a little protective plate underneath it, and it won't sit on a flat level on a regular bump box, so I had to cut this hole in it so it kind of sits inside of there, so I'm able to bump start it. So this is only for the Muggy. I mean, I did use it on my other vehicles, but since I've got a newer one, I bought another one, a Dynamite one, which is pretty decent. This is just for the Muggy. But this, I bought it brand new. You can get them through A-Main. They're less than $45, which is cheap, because, you know, or spend $100. It depends what your wallet, you know, where your bank account will let you do. This is it right here. It's a Duratrax Quick Pit Universal Starter Box. And this comes with two 750 motors in it. Great box. This thing still works. The only thing I've replaced is the wheel. And it's funny because this is a Dynamite wheel, which is what the other bump box is, and it fits right in there. The Dynamite box wheel and this one are the same. Matter of fact, do I still have my old wheel? I think I might still have it somewhere. Oh yeah, here it is. There it is, right. I have another, well, no, this one's still good. There's another wheel I have, you know, extra wheel, but, yeah, so you can get one of these for like less than $50. Okay? And you don't even have to deal with the pull start bullshit. You know, but if you don't have the money, then you just deal with the, you know, .25 Kyosha motor that comes in the Kyosha kits, or the .21 or .28 Dynamites, which are, I don't know too much about the Kyosha, but I know from watching John's videos and the experience that he's had with those Dynamite motors, those things are garbage. You can even put a backplate on them, but that'll just make them blow up quicker. So you get a lot more, you know, performance increase, but it'll blow up a lot quicker. So, you know, you got to take the good with the bad. But yeah, so I mean, you know, you can do that, but don't buy a Traxxas. Please do yourself a favor. Do not buy a Traxxas piece of shit nitro, which is not even a nitro, because of the way those things, the easy bull start shit, those basically are nitro and E-word. So anyway, the motors, the only other thing that I can, you know, say about nitro motors, and you know, and he is true, that is true, there's only so many motors we can deal with right now. That's why, you know, when a new pipe comes out, like, everybody's excited that the end bleeds are available for a short period of time, so everybody's quick to jump on, you know, the bandwagon of the end bleeds. But just because you get an end bleed, it's not going to, you know, make your motor, like, you know, do backflips. You know, it's sure it's going to increase a stock motor, and obviously it's going to enhance a modded motor, but why don't you experience, you know, other pipes and other, that's what I'm trying to do. And the only thing that I can think of as far as these are probably the biggest and the best motors out there. This one I don't know too much about. It is affordable. It's brand new. You're paying less than $300, which is cheap for an OS, considering most OS speed motors go for about $400. Is it an OS speed? No, because it doesn't have DLC coated cranks like the OS speeds do, or ceramic bearings. Which none of the other motors that I have, these motors do. The Pico doesn't, the Novarossi doesn't, and neither does the LRP. And that's another thing that I wanted to talk about too, is that I'm thinking of doing that. I haven't seen anybody take, you know, let alone run the P3.28s modded. How about putting a DLC coated crank and ceramic bearings of that? How about putting a DLC coated crank in a Novarossi 28.8 and ceramic bearings being modified? What will that get me? Well, stay tuned, because we might find out in the next few weeks what that does, because that's what I might do. And the LRP .32. Have you ever seen, and if you do, send me the link, seen anybody run, not even John, an LRP .32 modified with ceramic bearings and a DLC coated crank? Okay, that is next level. That's a whole nother level. So maybe I might do that. I like these three motors right here. Don't know about this one because I'm modded, but it is a good motor. You know, and I'm also gonna, you know, my reds. I like this reds. I might try to find another one, because if you look around, you can find these brand new or mint condition for way less than the retail price on them. The retail price on these are about $350. If you look around on eBay, you can find them in mint condition or brand new for less than $200. That's what I paid for this, was like $130 something on a bid, and it had it had like a gallon through it. Now also too, if you do get used motors, always ask them, or you look for how much fuel's been run through it. Me personally, I stay away from anything that's got over a gallon through it. Okay, I just, that's me. I don't want anything, even though it's 2, 3, 4 gallons, it's still good. I'd rather not. A gallon or less, I will buy it, as long as it's in really good shape and not all beat up. I mean, look at these motors. These motors aren't brand, well, that's brand new. That's brand new. These motors are used. They've got over a gallon through them. I've ran them numerous times. But man, this is how your motor should look brand new every time you're done running. You know, if not, shame on you, man. You know, you're probably just too lazy to clean your damn motors. Look at that. Does that motor look, this motor is got, you know, many runs and over a gallon through it. Ran the shit out of it yesterday. Look at it. I cleaned it because that's what you need to do, man. People, take care of your shit, and your shit will take care of you. If you don't take care of your shit, don't expect it to perform, to last, you know, and you know, give you less headaches. Upkeep your stuff, man. I don't know how many times I got to do videos and mention that. People just don't, you know. There are so many lazy people in Nitro, man, and you know what? You're going to cancel yourself out. Be fair warned. If you're a lazy person and you're in Nitro and you don't keep your shit clean and keep on top of it and upkeep your stuff, and, you know, then you will cancel yourself out, because you're not going to last. Either is your shit. So anyway, those are the motors. I might, you know what, I might just mod all of these, you know, not these two because they're already modded, but I might just have another one of these modded, have another one of these modded, this is modded, this is going to get modded, but, you know, so I'll have 4, maybe I might just get 5, I don't know, who knows. John did what last time, 6, maybe I might up him 1, maybe I might send 7 or 8 out. I know John doesn't like to be outdid. Even though he's not in 5th scale, 8th scale nitro currently involved in it, he still wants to be the man, and he is the man. John is the man. He's the professor. He's the godfather to most of us, and still is to me, and one of the biggest reasons that I got into nitro, and he's done so much to help me, and he's always, you know, anytime I needed a question answered or anything, he's always never guided me wrong, and he still will. I know he will. So, you know, shout out to my brother John from another mother. You know, we miss you in 8th scale, Mr. Bodegel, and, you know, I'm trying to hold down the fort, me and my other brother, which I'm going to give a shout out to right now, Roger 111. Shout out to him, because me and him are the only 2 guys that are, you know, keeping our nose and involved in nitro. Raja, I know because of where he lives, he's not doing much running. The track he goes to is 3 hours away, so it's not like he can just, you know, run around the corner and go to the track and run his shit. He has to make a vacation out of it almost, so, or, you know, at least a day trip. You know, but Raja's still doing what he has to do, putting up videos, you know, sharing with people, and that's what it's about, man. Sharing is caring, man. You know, there's so many people I know out there that just have tons to share, but they're either camera shy or, you know, just, I guess, really don't have the time. I make time. I don't have the time either. I work 50, 60 hours a week sometimes, but I find time. You know, if I can find time to wrench on my shit, if I can find time to run my shit, then I can find time to make a video. That's my attitude. So, like I said, to each his own. But yeah, so the Pico .28, awesome motor, torquey, power. Man, this thing is money. Is it as good as a 28.8? Final say, close. But no cigar. 28.8 is still the best motor all around. Pico, no LRP .32, I don't know until I get it modded. Stock, it's okay, you know. But stock against this thing modded, not a chance. This will spank this ass anytime. And when I get this back modded, I will put this modded against these, and I'll see how this thing, see if this thing just blows it away. In a longer run, a longer stretch, I guarantee you the 28.8 will catch this thing and probably pass it. This thing doesn't have top end. Even modded, they don't have top ends. And any guy that builds and mods, and I've talked to a bunch of them, and that modded tons of these, and modded tons of these, and dynoed them, and everything, they all told me, dyno-wise, spec-wise, power, RPMs, the Novorossi 20.8 will outstretch this thing. But as far as in a straight drag race, this thing modded against this one, the LRP will spank the 28.8. But in a longer stretch, like, you know, longer distance, the 28.8 will take the LRP, because the LRP doesn't have the top end. It has no top end, which is one thing I might want to address when I get this thing. Whoever I decide to get it modded by, I'm going to tell them, give me on the LRP. I want more top end, okay? Because it has everything else. It just needs more top end. So you know, I love that 28.8. It's a great motor. The carburetor is a little bit touchy, you know, not real, but a little, not a lot, but a little bit. This thing, what can I say? This Techno is one. I think I'm gonna put a body wrap. I ordered, I'm ordering some carbon fiber roll of it, and I'm gonna cut it out and you know, cover the trophy, since most of these trophies aren't mine. They came like that when I got it, because, you know, this thing was new to me, but used to normal person. So, but I love this thing, man. This thing is a badass whip, man. This thing is so, man. I never have any issues. Oh, but I did have one issue, and I'll share with you guys when I can find it. Here's the body all cleaned up, all shiny. I think I'm gonna have to do another Techno body soon too, but I'm going to do the Mugen one, like I said, first, the MBX. Okay, we have here the Badlands, right? The Muggy Maniac must have missed a spot, because here we go. See, look, here we go, people. Bam! Not a big deal. Still kind of wet in there. I'm let these dry a little bit longer because I washed them, and when I was washing them, I'm like, what the hell? Look at that. Either that or I didn't put enough glue, and that Pico .28 just blew that sucker right off. Look at that. So the other tires, I checked them. Yeah, no problem. Just this one little section in here came up. I probably didn't put enough glue down in there, and that's probably what happened. So not a big deal. If that's the biggest issue I have running, brapping, bashing all day, I'll take that any day. Other than that, nothing else, you know. This thing, man, this thing's a beast, man. This thing handles great. I love the way it, you know, man. And I don't know if you guys notice, you'll notice in my video, and here, see those, I don't know if you can see them. See those right there, those marks on my wing? See that? Those are grass stains. And it's not from flipping. They're grass stains from this thing pulling wheelies and the frickin' tail hitting. Who says a Techno can't pull the front end off the ground? This thing was pulling the front end up like crazy, man. I mean, this thing was pulling wheelies. And like I said, this is a mid-engine platform. Most motors are mounted about right here. So it pulls the front end up, man. This thing, I just love the way it handles, man. I love this thing, man. This is the wing that came on. I think I'm gonna go back to my put my black one on, which is the JC Concept. Which, by the way, if you're looking for an awesome wing, these are great wings. JC Concepts. I'm gonna put this one back on when I get done cleaning her up. But yeah, so, you know, modded motors are a lot more responsibility. You gotta really take care of them. You gotta check shit. You know, like I said, I pull mine apart every so often. I just pulled the Pico apart not too long ago. The only thing on the Pico that I could see that from me running yesterday, I like the Pico pipe. I want to try it with a 41032 header on it. Then I want to try a 9986. And obviously a couple other pipes and bleed on the Pico. I might put the Pico on the Novarossi because I'm going to run the next, I don't know, I might run today. Who knows? I just might get out there today if I get some time, and I might run the MBX 7 T race truggy. Because I need to run this thing. And I need to get that Novarossi 28.8. I need more fuel ran through it. So far my modded motors, the Reds is nice and dialed in. I've got the Pico dialed in now. Now it's time to get this thing dialed in, which doesn't take much because it pretty much dials itself. The thing I like about the 28.8 Rex Legends is that they tell you when they want to run lean. They tell you when they want. This motor tells you what to do. You just keep the normal settings and you run it. And as these motors get warm, it'll start the way it idles will be telling you, okay, now you can adjust the low end because it's idling too high, or it's getting that Chewbacca sound, or you know, the fuel mixture's not right. Or it'll tell you, okay, you try to get on this thing and give it some throttle wide open, and it'll tell you that it's not ready to get leaned out yet. And then once it gets really warmed up, then it'll start telling you, like, this motor, by the way that it runs and the way that it sounds and the way that it idles, pretty much will tell you when it needs to be adjusted. That's why I like this motor, man. It's so less headaches to tune this thing. So anyway, remember people, when you get the LRP .32, this is the carburetor that you can run on it. This is from the Kyosho .25 that comes on some of their RTRs. This carburetor is like less than 20 bucks. And it works really good and fits perfectly on the LRP .32. But is it as good as the Novarossi, or, you know, will the Novarossi carburetor work better? Yeah. But remember, before you put this carburetor on, the LRP .32, See that metal part? You have to shave all that off all the way to the black. So there's nothing left but the black. It's about 1 millimeter that has to be taken off, otherwise it won't fit. Or you can take these little O-rings and put 2 of them on. 2 of these O-rings and it'll work too. But I think by doing that, you're taking the chance of an air leak. So I'd rather just take 1 millimeter off. It's not a big deal. But anyway, those are your options. If you don't have the money, this carburetor, Kyosho carburetor, comes on their .25. 15 bucks I think it is. Works a lot better than the piece of shit X-Tech carb that comes on here. So anyway, that's about it. This video, we're going to end this one. I just wanted to share with you that brap session. Sorry again about the video being upside down. You're just going to have to flip your camera or flip your whatever phone or your whatever upside down and watch it so you can watch it right side up. But anyway, we'll work on that. Muggy Maniac is actually shopping also for see if I can get a good deal on a GoPro. There's a lot of different ones. I don't know what's what. I have to do a lot of researching because I don't just want to buy any one. I need to pick up some more MIPs because you never can have enough MIPs. I need to get the bits, the MIP bits that go on the end of your cordless drill. So, but other than that, everything is you know, going well in the Nitro Cave. Couple things we're doing to the Mugen buggy, which as soon as I'm done running the MBX 7T truggy over there, I'm gonna get my buggy out and we're gonna get this Reds .28 ripping again. I love this motor, man. Modded by RB Mods, modified .21 Reds. I'm just doing some changes. I've changed the old radio tray, which had the steering servo going sideways. Crazy, but the MBX 7T radio tray, that's not what this one, this is the old one, fits in there. The radio box and everything. So I'm able to change the whole radio tray. This is an MBX 7 radio tray that fits in an MBX 5. 13 years newer, and it fits, so I'm able to run both of my servos. Because of this, because it's sideways and because there's not a lot of room in here, and I had issues with the cable from the steering servo rubbing on the disc brake, and I was going to have to run a shorty, which, you know, with the shorties are the short servos. But because of this radio tray, this whole MBX 7 tray fits in my buggy, my MBX 5 buggy. I just changed the whole tray. Now I probably might have to do a little bit of altering here, but no big deal. And I've got some new servos coming, so as soon as the new servos come, probably within the hopefully next week. No, I don't expect it to be that much longer. Gonna put some brand new servos in here, and we're gonna get her ripping too. I miss running my buggy. I love this thing, man. These buggies are so much fun. And I am shopping for another buggy. I don't know. I might just end up buying a kit. I might end up buying an NT or NB, which is NB 48.4, which is the brand new buggy version of this. And I might build it. Who knows? But then again, you know the Muggy Maniac. If there's an offer that I can't refuse out there with tons of spare parts coming with that sucker, maybe even a motor, well, I guess I might do that. But it's got to be, you know, at the price range that I want it. All the extra parts that I feel should come with it in order for me to buy it. And you know, and also the condition. You know, I don't want to buy something that's beat up. I don't mind cleaning people's shit up because they just neglected it, but it's the shit that people just beat the hell out of, man, and they don't even try to clean their shit and they're putting it on eBay, man. I don't get that. Man, how are you going to sell your shit when it looks like you just pulled it out of your ass? And you're going to ask me, or you're going to say you want $500 for something looks like you pulled out of your ass? Hell no. I don't know what these people are thinking, or they're not. But anyway, And then we're going to get the Muggy back out there. So, yeah, so that's my take on the Pico. Gets an A. Not an A+, because the only reason is because of that carburetor. It's not, I mean, this has a better carburetor. The OS has a better carburetor. Where do I rate the Pico carburetor? You know, probably about, I give it out of a scale of 1 to 10, I give it about I give it an 8. Okay? That's a 10. That's a 0. That's about a 8, 8.5. Same here. Red's carburetor, 8, 8.5. Okay? Matter of fact, I'll give the OS a 9. That's a really good carburetor, man. I really didn't have to play around with that carburetor when I broke this motor in. That one is a 10. 0. So I'm rating the carburetors on all these motors. As far as that is a lot of what makes the difference between the motor being easy to tune or not and running the way it should. That carburetor means everything to these motors. Okay, so the stock carburetor on LRPs gets a 0. Novarossi carburetors, 10 plus. Pico carburetors, 8. OS, 9. Reds, 8.5. Only because it's Italian. That's why. Otherwise, probably would have been an 8. So anyway, well, the Pico's an Italian, but it's just, you know, it's a little bit more touchy. So, all right, people, that's all I got. Stay tuned for some more Brappin videos coming. I've got tons of new subscribers and new people and newbies and guys that, hey, only dumb question is the one you don't ask. If you guys have any questions, feel free to make comments in the bottom. Hit me up if you need me to help you find something. You know, like I said, I'm the Indiana Jones. I'm the archaeologist of 8-scale nitro. If it exists, I'll find it. I don't care if it's in frickin' Russia. I don't care if it's in Australia. And I've got shit from all over the world for a lot of my vehicles. Mainly for this one here, the Muggy XTM Mammoth ST, because they don't make it anymore and the parts are not easy to find, but they are, you know, you can find them. You just have to do a lot of research, man. I mean, this is only some. I have a whole box of more XTM parts, you know, because you need spare parts, especially for vehicles that are discontinued. Thank God the Mugen MBX5, even as old as it is, it came out in 2004 or 5, A-Main has tons of parts, and I know where I can get tons of parts for that thing. I can build a whole nother one. So, anyway, and the Techno's brand new. They're parts everywhere. The only thing that I'm finding out about the Techno, I will let you guys know, they don't offer a lot of aftermarket upgrades. Why? Because it doesn't need anything upgraded. Even I talked to the guys at Techno, the guys at Race Factory, Techno sponsored racers, and all the guys tell me the same thing. Man, they run these things stock out of the box. You don't need to upgrade on anything. Not even carbon fiber or graphite. That's how good their plastics are, man. I'm telling you. Their plastics are one of the top, best, strongest quality plastics out there. Period. So, which is good. They last a lot longer. You won't break shit. I can't wait, man. I swear I want to just go launch this thing off the neighbor's 2-story house. So, and we will, man. And trust me, we will. And I've got some other upgrades coming to this thing. I mean, mostly not cosmetics. I have this. If you guys look here, I changed the front. This is probably, I think this is like 4.5 millimeters. Pretty thick. These are the standard dog bones that come. I mean, this thing is pretty long, because that's what I'm saying. This is longer than even the low seas and most normal truckies. I mean, look at that. It's because of where the motor is. Most of them would only be maybe that long. I mean, this is at least an inch to an inch and a half longer than a normal truggy because of the way where the motor sits. It's very long. I haven't bent any. I have an extra one, but they make on aluminum, 70-75, which, I mean, look at, I can flex this thing with my hand, just doing that. Look at that. See that? So this is aluminum. It's not steel, but I have not any issues, and this thing is so thick. I doubt it. I think it'll be stronger than the steel one because of the diameter. So I'm going to order an aluminum one, thick like this, they make for this thing. So I'm going to change this whole rear drivetrain. Just because it's so long, I don't want it to flex. I mean, this is steel, but it's still going to bend eventually. You know, so... I mean, look how smooth this drivetrain is. This is one of the smoothest drivetrains I've... Look at one finger, watch. Look at that. One finger. When you roll this thing, look at that. Butter. Money. And I haven't even lubed it yesterday, after running it. Look at that. Butter, man. This is one of the smoothest drivetrains I've ever felt. I'm telling you, man. I'm not just tooting the horn of the Techno because I own it. Because, you know, it is what it is, man. You can just look at that, man. Look how smooth that is. It's one of the smoothest drivetrains. The only other one that I've seen so far right now that's smoother like that is the MBX-8, the new 8 Truggy. Smooth like butter. And that's just a testament to how the drivetrain and how the gears and the way it's aligned and everything is just, it's money, man. This thing runs like a freaking, like a Timex, man. Just like a watch. Alright, people. That's the Muggy Maniac. Let me go back to doing my research on the internet. I'm hunting down more motors, more pipes, and at the same time looking for my next victim as far as platform. You know, the Mugen buggy's getting lonely. It needs another brother or sister buggy. It's surrounded by all these trucks. So, anyway. Alright, people. That's all I got. Muggy Maniacs out. Like I said, shout out again to the Raja 111 doing a job, getting it done, getting that associated shit ready to rock and roll for racing coming around the corner. So, and don't forget, people, change your clocks hour forward. So, alright, Muggy Maniac is out. Peace.